Don't you shush me.
The fuck?
I'm a grown ass man.
Hey,
I just looked at who the hell is shushing? Oh, we're live.
Into the company.
Yes.
Yeah, we're live.
Let me go to
Brian
Facebook.
was like, I'm tired of y'all's bull live.
Brian's our babysitter, guys.
Exactly. I'm trying to keep you guys
He
on
just
track.
snuck us on air real quick. He was just like, ugh.
I didn't sneak you on air. I said, hey, we going live.
You mumbled that shit, man.
Whatever. So let me turn my thing down here. Welcome into the company, and we filling up kind of quick there. Hey everybody.
Whoa,
How's everybody going? Today is June 8th. The day before we have to go out and vote. I encourage everybody to get up 7 o'clock in the morning. The polls open. Go out, vote. Have to do this.
Fuck.
It is your civic duty. What's wrong?
Is Lady G up for re-election?
Yes.
Who?
You knew that.
Man.
Jamie Harrison is his not well, technically you gotta vote for him tomorrow for him to be up against Lady G.
Please stop calling that man Lady G.
They know.
Nah, he has no pride to be called a man. Not because it's sexual connotation.
Like a man, it's
not
pride
of that.
He
Not
needs to be
that.
proud of it. Let him
Not
have his
because of
thing.
that. But like,
I don't have a problem. You can suck
no problem
if you want. It's the fact that you're shitting on the LGBTQ
oh my god,
Macarena community.
All right, you're not allowed to talk anymore.
I'd
I'd rather you say elemental P than Macarena.
Right.
And just in case somebody doesn't know why y'all saying Lady G, somebody want to go over what's going on with this whole
Go. Let's see.
It sounds better when Richard says it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the fact that I'm the one incriminated by this. So long story short, we all know this is Pride Month, and one of the things that has come out recently is Lady G. Now, if you all understand, if you think about this, it's not pretty hard that most of us have somewhat of a disdain for a certain South Carolina senator by the name of Lindsey Graham. Now, in so many words, we have come to question his sexuality, and it's more so because of his mannerisms. And it's not saying that there's a problem with it, but a lot of the things that he does are anti-LGBTQ.
Yeah.
So that being said, it's like there was recently a tweet thread that kind of alluded to the fact, and someone is willing to go and someone is willing to basically expose him on the fact that he's been out in the DC area doing his thing and kind of keeping it under the cloak of night. So the question is no one really is saying that there's a problem, but it's simply the fact that Lady G goes against everything that he's trying to have his voter base support. So take it away.
It's just like I said, there's a special place in hell for somebody like him. Like you remember about a year ago or two ago, it was he was a doctor, but he was gay, and he was charging for
conversion therapy.
Conversion therapy, that's what it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
How do you do that? Like
evil, evil,
right?
Evil. It's evil on two fronts: charging for something you don't believe in, and doing that, which is honestly like a human right issue, in my opinion.
Unbelievable, man. And then I put that on the same level as Lindsey Graham. So
should you be angry at him for his actions or feel sorry for him because of the reason?
Oh, I don't feel sorry for somebody who stays up Trump ass proverbially.
Say
that again.
He's being blackmailed. Somebody has something on him.
But if he doesn't say the things that he does or do the things that he does the thing that he does, he wouldn't be in this situation. I'm not gonna lie. Nobody would blackmail him. But people are sick of him. Purebred sick of him.
The thing is,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Is there a clean politician out there? No. Everybody does some shit.
Thank you.
Levels to this shit too.
Right.
People will keep their mouth closed if you make sure you do great by them.
Not
We don't
one
hear
of
shit about Obama other than a tan suit.
Hey,
I
and
think,
yes, he's done some shit, but
Yes, of course. We know he ain't. It's the nature of the beast.
just
I think
with
at some
what
point,
it is.
I think at some point with any of these careers, like being a politician, a policeman, anything like that, and I'm not making any excuses for anybody.
No,
I think at some point you're gonna be met with a choice in order to get to a certain level. Like you can get from here to here being a good person, but to get to that next level, you have to get your hands dirty a little bit.
What I just saw in my head is basically the Mortal
a problem.
Kombat ladder of enemies. So it's like each time you have you have to violate your moral compass. It's like you take a next step towards getting to Shao Kahn.
yeah,
Mm.
pretty much. It's just
So
again, there's levels to it. Like we can say all this shit about Hillary, dumbass, but we know we might like Bill, but we know Bill done did some shit.
Oh yeah.
Bill that just under the table shit.
Hey man, if you hear about how many
literally.
times he was in the State of the Union address talking about putting more law enforcement out on the street back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he
with a cigar.
yeah, right. The notion that he played saxophone is like we gloss over all the things that he actually did that impacted minority communities throughout his presidency.
Real quick on that, because I've been thinking about that too, because a lot of Republican people tried to throw that on Biden to get black people to go, hey, he wanted to throw y'all in jail. And I'm like, but guess what? Guess what they did? They went to a lot of communities, a lot of churches, a lot of black communities and asked, what did they want? A lot of elder black people wanted that stuff to happen, unfortunately.
Right.
A lot of people forget that part. It doesn't make it any better, but I don't want black people to think, like, oh, that's what he did, and I think I might not vote. No. The same people who was our parents, grandparents wanted that because they were sick of what was going on because they didn't understand. So
He was out of line with the comment about, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black or whatever.
He thought he was in a comfortable room and forgot that people were gonna watch it and thought it was gonna be a cool joke. Nah.
Which
out of pocket on that.
I agree.
Which happens a lot. You get a friend that's never been in your environment before, and they sit down for like an hour or two, they get comfortable, and dumb shit start coming out their mouth.
That's what happened with y'all's coworker that time. That white dude that was throwing out the N-word.
No, I was gonna say.
That's what happened with that.
I had to let you say it.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm gonna say.
But I'm white, but I was about to he was about to catch a ball. I was like, bro.
What's funny is I didn't even catch it. You caught it. That was funny.
Yeah, Jason was there. Yeah, Jason was there.
I was the one that I was like, hold up. I said,
That's the first time I met everybody.
The first time he said it, I was like, he ain't just say that.
I missed it.
I was like, I'm hearing stuff. He ain't say it. Then he said it again. I was like, I just kind of shoulder checked him. I was like, bro, did you say that? I was like, don't say that shit no more. And then I looked at one of y'all and I was like, y'all ain't nobody gonna say nothing right now.
I didn't catch it.
We was all drinking, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we were all at a bar. It was me, Jason, and a few of our other homeboys. And this guy came who used to be a coworker. And
I think you talking about the second time that he went out with like Tyrell. I wasn't there that night. The time I'm talking about.
Are you talking about the time for somebody's birthday?
I'm talking about when Sosa met everybody. We went out to it was in Northeast somewhere.
It was Quaker Steak,
yeah, and we was sitting down just eating after all y'all had y'all got off work or something like that, and y'all started drinking a little bit. And buddy, I don't know, he just let the N-word go about 3 times. But that was my story. Now your story, Brian, because I wasn't there that night, but I've heard about it.
We were at a bar. You weren't there that night. We were at a bar. And we were all chilling. Huh?
How was it there?
So you went.
So it's like he wouldn't have lived.
I'm surprised he lived that night.
And dude gets drunk, and by now y'all understand this is a white dude. But so we're all getting drunk, and dude says while he's wobbling, he's like, I don't usually hang out with a lot of people, but I just want y'all to know y'all my niggas. And the whole bar got quiet.
Was I there that night?
No, I wasn't even there either. I don't think you were in town.
I think it was just like Tyrell, Brian, this dude, and I think Cousin was there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I remember the story right, because I wasn't there.
And his homeboy, the dude's homeboy was there too. And his homeboy was black. And
I met that guy one time before.
And this is funny because the dude was like, he looks at him and he was like, "Man, I told you can't be saying that around everybody." What the fuck?
So you let this rip.
We have problems now.
Now you're the problem, my guy.
Right. So apparently you let this dude say it rip whenever he wants to, and he just took it out the house with him.
Mm-hmm. And the big issue was our homeboy is what, 6'8", 350, punches more for a living. And he was like, "What'd you say?"
What'd you
and
say,
bro? I got a buzz, and I'm on the other side of the bar, and I was about to get up. I was like, "Nah, I'm too far." I was gonna try to help him. I was like, "I'm too far away." So, I mean, you pull the word out, you should be able to defend yourself.
Oh man,
hey.
But anyway,
I mean, he should have learned from the first time.
I'll tell you this, and I'm not talking about this dude. I'm talking about other people in general. This president got motherfuckers thinking it's okay to say it until they get smacked across the fucking mouth.
Yeah,
man, we've seen so many damn things where people are saying stuff to minorities and they getting met with hands right now.
Hey, that shit is making my Mondays.
Did y'all see the one where the white lady confronted the Indian lady in the gas station?
No.
Yeah.
No.
She put her hands on the lady and she smacked the shit out of her.
Hey,
what kind of why did you put her hands on the lady?
Yeah, she was just saying racist stuff to her the whole time.
She was saying racist stuff. I think the girl was Latino. She was saying racist
stuff.
I
thought you were saying. I thought she was
Native American.
Oh, that Indian.
Yeah, she was Native American. She turned around to leave. The Native American chick turned around to leave, and the lady tried to spin her around by grabbing her shoulder. And he took 5 fingers.
Rough is wild. Sorry, Brian. Sorry, Brian. I was listening. Rob
all
threw me
she
off.
did was give her momentum for that hook.
That's basically all it did.
If you watch a few frames before she slapped her, the boyfriend backed up like, "Yo, my girlfriend crazy, bitch."
That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
That's what I'm talking
about.
She gave a nice quick one too.
So that shoulder, oh, that looks familiar.
Yeah.
Right. You know, there's some dudes that'll step in and be like, "Yo, back the fuck up." My guy was like, "No, my girlfriend handled herself."
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and be like, I would be like that dude because.
Damn it, Rob. We know you a Clemson fan, Rob.
Then he got some hands, so I let her go ahead and swing them fists. Throw them.
Yeah. I think there's a real problem with people giving other people personal space.
What you mean?
Like, I don't know where started thinking that they can own an area they're in when they're in that certain area.
Oh, you mean like that? I got you.
Listen, I've been sucker punched once in my life. It won't happen again.
Hey, man.
If you get 3 feet of me, I'm squaring up.
Sosa, that is like the first rule of any martial art. It's like, because once you get into that space of engagement, it's already like, no, we're good.
That makes sense because I always feel triggered when people are in my space and I really don't know you.
Real. Hey, Israel.
Yeah, like if we cool, that's a different story. If we cool, like you, I mean, like any of y'all can walk up on me.
Yeah, be in my space.
No problems. Not worried about nothing. If I don't know you and you come in my little bubble, I'm already on defense.
No. You in striking space as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Not in a show wrestling either. No.
Right.
Well, before you haul off and sucker punch somebody, booger hook, open 5 finger slap, like you just give them a look. Are you supposed to give them a look?
I give looks.
I got short arms, obviously. If you would feet of me, I'm squaring up.
Damn it, Izzo.
Whatever.
Banana. I don't even know no more.
But no,
I got
Give him
Rob
Brian.
over here going
Brian
in because
said
he
it
likes a bright
first.
color orange, and
the last time
we're
I
not
was
even gonna talk about his coaches and their racist police.
Oh,
But he got it right to talk about my murals, all because they built a good football program.
I like how you do the accent in there. That was on point. Oh God, you about to wake up the beast, Rob. About to go.
Never mean it. No.
Rob putting his typing gloves on right now. I'm about to.
Yeah, and that's what Rob said. That's the rule. If you sucker punch me, that better be the best punch you ever thrown.
You better knock me out.
If I come back, that's the wrap.
Mm-hmm.
I think 9 times out of 10, anybody who comes in your area, comes in your space, and starts making a lot of noise, don't want to fight.
It doesn't matter. I'm squaring up.
No, it doesn't matter. It does not
I
matter.
mean, it don't matter, but he's being honest. Like the loudest person is normally the person that don't really either they don't know how to fight or they don't really want to fight. Right.
The loudness, the posturing, that's their fight. That's their punch.
That's fine.
Hey,
that's fine. You step into the pocket, I'm fucking you up.
Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents.
I ain't mad at you.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
I told you you woke up a beast. I told you you woke up a beast.
Well, damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Oh my God.
I told you came for him. You know.
I'm gonna be honest though. I can't argue with that because I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Like,
oh, Marcus, screw you.
I think Rob had to stretch before you put that in the.
You know you gotta do that thing when you walk around. Oh, I'm about to get him.
I knew it was coming.
I got a question because this started because of the whole Biden thing. Are you guys going to the polls like, let me go ahead and vote for this motherfucker?
No,
I mean,
not necessarily.
What I'm asking is, so remember in 2016, we was like, man, let me go ahead and vote for this bitch.
Right.
I mean, he had no choice. It was the
right.
lesser of two evils.
Are we going to the poll? I feel like I am. Are we going?
I don't feel this is the lesser of two evils as much. I kind of wanted a younger candidate, though.
You know what I think happened? I think what happened the last election, we had no idea that Trump was going to win. Right. Nobody did. So I think the strategy was everybody vote for him, so we can let him implode and we can get our candidate in there.
Right.
So I think there were some votes in there that were supposed to be strategic, and it backfired.
They fucked that up.
It backfired.
Yep.
We got to understand that shit doesn't work, and we can't do that this year.
No. It's
so.
I'm honestly more interested to see what his VP is going to look like.
That's where I'm at with it.
Because let's be honest, like he's already a statistical outlier in terms of life expectancy. So,
damn.
Nah, come on, man. They said the same shit about McCain, and McCain lasted another 10 years.
I mean, yes,
but think about put him in a presidential seat though. That's different.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of stress, but I mean, he's already kind of been there too, though.
In a way,
in the second seat. So.
But you're the man who ain't the man, but now you the man who's the man who's the man of everybody.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I honestly, his
I bust out laughing at work when I saw that.
Hey, that was dumb. That's probably that was the most. Yeah, no, it's for real. It's like they brought out the kente cloth and everything to take a knee.
That wasn't a living color scheme.
No, that was real.
That was an SNL.
No,
I absolutely hate when they use anything African culture as.
You know what? Here's the thing about that, Brian. Is like anytime they do that, it's like. So, for example, right, they had this wonderful opportunity where they could have just taken a knee and it had been done with, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You know how you have that one thing where someone just does that one little thing that puts it over the top, and it's like, yeah. So you had to bring out the kente cloth, like we don't know that George Floyd was black. Like we didn't know this already.
Oh
And
my
then,
god!
so when I
It's
saw,
like the Juneteenth episode of Atlanta.
I honestly had to. I looked when I saw the picture. I said I had to look it up. See that someone Photoshop all these kente cloths.
No.
I was like, oh no, they did not. I said let me look at this before I show my wife. These people don't know.
Who was the advisor over there saying, yeah, go ahead.
Like they didn't have one Democrat that was
But
like,
they're
you know
proving the
this
point that they gotta listen.
I don't know about this one, y'all. You know?
But wasn't Clyburn in that shot?
Oh, I don't know.
Dude,
I only watched it on my phone.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think Clyburn was in there, so it's kind of like
That was, I think, as far as cringeworthy things to happen, that was right up there with Hillary's "I ain't no ways tired" speech.
And I got hot sauce in my
right
face.
up there.
No, I was gonna say hot sauce.
She said hot sauce. I'm like, hot sauce.
Well, it's the same speech. It's the same speech, isn't it?
Oh, so on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Because she did that.
That's right. Yeah, that's the whole same thing.
Mm-hmm. I ain't no ways tired. Hot sauce in the pocketbook. I'm like, God damn it.
and we ain't seen that. Nothing. Listen,
I mean, it's just hard for me to believe. It's really hard for me to believe that there was not one person that was like, you know, I just really don't think this is the greatest idea y'all ever had. You know, like I think maybe
how many steps
we just kneel.
Right.
To me, it's like the SNL skit that sounds so good in the writer's room and in rehearsal it sounds good, but when it gets on stage, it's like, what the fuck is this? And you turn to Mad TV.
I don't know, but if y'all need an advisor,
yeah,
I can do it.
I'm saying, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like nobody was
I think their heart was in the right place. That's about all I got.
You know,
heart
all I got.
Out of the chest. Where the fuck that right place shit.
I agree. I said that's all I got. That's the point.
You know, here's the thing about all of this, right? It's like I think people just want to do something to show, but they don't really understand why certain things are being done. Now I don't know, Marcus, because I think Clyburn was in that set. So
Clyburn ain't a black delegation, damn it. He just got nixed.
Yeah.
Hey, but the thing is, like Rob said, it's pandering. Like I forgot which one of y'all put it up in the chat. The police department somewhere in Texas, they wrote the same handwriting talking about thank you.
Oh, I think I put that in there. It's like,
man, like people think people are stupid, and yes, they are, but they're not dumb. There's a difference.
Oh yeah, yes, Rob.
There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of that going on with the marches we got going. There's a lot of people that have nothing to do with Black Lives Matter, that have nothing to do with the protesters, that are doing other things and thinking that we're stupid. Like who they had the guys that went into the graveyard and spray painted Black Lives Matter on tombstones. Black folk don't
mess with that shit. Yo, when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, right.
That's something culturally we don't play with.
But then they caught the people, and of course, it was not black folk.
Right.
So it's just you got people boarding up buildings that don't need boarding up, bricks being left out, like we talked about last week. You getting catching people spraying Black Lives Matter on stuff that ain't got nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. But at that point, these people who are on the other side of the tracks, the whatever you want to call them, they're believing it. They're like, oh, they're destroying this and they're destroying that. It's not. That's those paid people. Those well-paid people.
It just.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I was going to take a different topic, but I'll save it.
What's your topic? We bouncing tonight. I mean, we got to stay on this.
Yeah, man. We just trying not to be super, super deep, man. It's been rough.
Yeah.
We wanted a light show, but
rough a few weeks. Go ahead.
We in a dark area.
I'm just all about what Michelle Obama said. Like, she said, if they go low, we get high.
Go high.
Go high? Not get high?
He knew what he was doing. Ass. Why'd y'all even correct him? You knew what he was going for.
I'm just trying to. Keep the
Well,
CBD.
Me
I'll
as
tell you
well,
right
Tameka, until he fucked it up.
I'd vote for Michelle any day.
Nah, you sound creepy.
Wait a minute. That sounds like some creep shit.
You sound creepy.
Why did you
I'm
sound?
Michelle in it.
Oh man, I didn't mean it like that. I'm saying like,
bounce on my knee. What else
I
you
like
sound
I legit like what she did as a first lady. Like she impressed me. I love what everything she went for.
What is Jason saying?
Jason being creepy.
I was not being creepy, bro. I was just saying, like, I think. Anyways, back to your question on Biden. Your question was, do we just vote for him because he's there? I mean, I personally like.
We got
How
somebody
many
else.
write-in votes?
Yeah, I personally like some of the other candidates way better.
Mhm.
But
I think a lot of people like some of the other candidates way
Yeah.
better. It's just that the machine wanted him in that spot.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
Right.
people are.
I would
people are okay.
absolutely love to see who the VP is going to be.
As weird as it sounds, also, the thing about it is, you said why it's like people are okay with the devil that they know.
Mhm.
So as far as what came out of this, it's like, well, we know Biden, so we just gonna stick with that because that's what we know. You know, and Obama vetted him, so he's got to be good.
Nah, did he really?
Biden is like he's like a Bill Clinton to me, honestly. Like I see him getting in there and then doing some old creepy stuff with somebody, and that's it.
Oh,
What? I don't.
If he asks for Michelle as his running mate, yeah. If he dies, then yeah.
Hey, so
boy, America would spontaneously combust.
Yeah, bruh.
Oh no, they lose their fucking mind.
And he'd still be young compared to the last couple of presidents. That's right. Other than himself.
Yeah. The bad thing is, and I go back to last week what Rich said. Was that the Icarus mythology where you got too close to the sun? Now we got to bring you down.
Right.
So, God forbid that happen because they fucking lose their mind.
How you use that great quote for God? We go low.
Like they would have to bring him out like an Undertaker entrance at WrestleMania or some shit.
I don't know. I missed everything. Whatever.
You know what I'm saying? If like, let's say he gets Michelle as his VP, and if something happens to him, and then she brings Obama as the vice president, you have to bring him out backstage like the Undertaker or some shit.
That's
like small.
Great.
But yeah, they would explode.
I wouldn't be mad at it at all. I mean, I'm not wishing any ill will on Biden's life.
No, not whatsoever.
But I think to be comfortable with anything happening politically, you would have to first admit that there is a machine. Like you gotta admit that there's a reason somebody got voted. The people don't vote. People, of course.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think the issue really is that we pay too much attention to the big votes, right?
Right. You mean like national level, right?
Right. When we don't pay attention to the legislative branch, that's what really matters.
And
tomorrow, right?
That's the primaries for everybody.
Because like when the legislative branch is who's really making these laws, when it gets to the president's desk, they just saying yay or nay, right?
Right.
So I mean, what we really need to focus on is
I'm going to do what I want to do. China.
I don't think he's read the Constitution, so I think we're okay.
I don't think so either. And we absolutely need to get term limits in Congress.
I agree with that.
Hell,
gotta happen.
Lady
we cannot get the change we need until it happens.
Lady G was in that spot when I was in college, right? We were in college, right?
20 years, yo.
Right.
Fuck that shit.
Because he spoke at a graduation we went to, and that was like 05 or 04. 04.
Yeah, I think it was
04.
Yeah, we've been paying for this dude's male escorts for 20 fucking years. What the fuck, man?
I got to follow that.
I was about to say, damn, Brian, I was betting on you.
I was trying to listen. I was trying to be the mediator and keep us on track, but you know,
there's no track.
Just keep. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to people I don't like in politics, Lindsey Graham is top 2, and you know what number 1 is?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell's number 3. That's a good one, Rich.
Who's number 1?
Trump number 1.
Hey,
but because of proximity, Lindsey's number 2. But if I was in Alaska, Mitch McConnell would probably be number 2.
I don't know.
Because of who I am, I do have to address this. And this is what I think this is the straw that broke the camel's back with Lindsey Graham.
Mm-hmm.
So Mattis, General Mattis, recently just went off on Trump.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he said some good. He said
poignant thing. Yes.
Apparently he was holding out because he didn't want to politicize the military, which I totally understand. But enough's enough. So he finally said whatever he had to say. Powell said what he had to say. But Lindsey Graham said General Mattis might have missed something. He doesn't have the political experience, yada yada. Bitch,
he's a 4-star general.
Exact. Thank you, Rich. This dude is a 4-star general. Do you know how much political maneuvering you have to do to get to 4 stars? That doesn't make no fucking sense to me.
Oh no, there's
1 5. If I remember right, there's 1 5-star general, and there might be 24 4-star generals in the whole military.
Right.
You out your fucking. How the fuck do you? He doesn't have. He was nominated by Trump. How does he not have the political fucking acumen to do what you need him to do?
Bruh.
Suck, not my, but suck a dick.
All right.
But not only that,
phallic
if that's your argument, how much political acumen does Trump have?
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
You almost called him Rich, but it's okay.
I did.
He almost called me something. I don't know exactly what it was, but he almost called me something.
We know something too well.
I'm at the point of the show where I see 10 things.
10 bands, 50 bands.
He's drunk, guys.
So, but I'm just saying, and then Joe Wilson can eat a bag of dicks too, because all of these. So General Mattis said what he said, right? And then one of Colin Powell's points is all of these Republicans are quiet.
Right.
Level going up. No, man, I'm about to get retired is what I'm about to do.
No, you talking about your damn
Zero bucks blood pressure.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So Colin Powell's main point was all these Republican senators are being quiet. The lawmakers are being quiet.
Right.
And pretty much because they're walking in, he has his opinion. They're not like speaking head on. They're just avoiding all the questions.
Right.
I forgot where I was going with it.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. Bring it down. Bring it down.
Yeah. So to drink some gin.
Oh, what? Like somebody in the house?
I made that point the other night. Gin is probably the most disgusting liquor on the shelf. I don't know why anybody drinks that shit.
I drink it every now and then.
Horrible. All gin tastes the same.
So you drink Jaeger over gin?
Nah, I'm not gonna say that now.
No, okay.
Listen,
But I mean, as far as
Maker's Mark is the worst of all time.
Oh, got him.
Excuse you?
The worst. The worst. It's horrible, man. I want to throw up just looking at your videos right now.
Bottle.
Golly.
Nah, I
they
can
got
drink
one bad night off of Maker's Mark. You don't even. It's like you don't even drink. Hardly.
Come on, say he does drink. Gin tastes like an ass flap. What?
I shouldn't have posted that. Why did I put it up?
Yeah, why did you do that, bro?
Gin is disgusting.
I don't even want to know.
I don't know, but ass flap might be my new favorite saying. Ass flap.
That's going on a t-shirt. Writing these t-shirts down. We had a few
anyway, General Mattis is a 4-star, and he deserves the respect that Lindsey Graham didn't give him.
Right.
And you know what I noticed? The people that follow our president, scream about how amazing the military is, how much they respect the military, but had nothing to say about them talking shit about Mad Dog. Not a thing.
Not one thing. Wait. So okay, good. Back that up. They didn't talk when he was talking all that shit about McCain. God forbid you talk shit about a POW in Vietnam, not in punk ass fucking Kuwait. In Vietnam, a POW in Vietnam. Do you know what the fucking used to do to you?
Nope, no idea, and that's why you shouldn't comment on it because we have no idea.
Yeah.
So there's in 5 Points. There's a little memorial for and me and Chicky just checked it out. The Hanoi Hotel. I'm sorry, the Hanoi Hilton. So that's where they used to torture people 6 months at a time, leaving you in isolation 6 months at a time. In Vietnam, obviously, but I don't remember exactly where. But I mean, that's the type of shit that McCain went through. You're talking shit about, and he called him I don't respect POWs. That's what he said.
Right.
Nobody said shit about Trump. They let him get away. Thank you, Rob, because I'm drunk. What he said. So imagine the fucking punk ass movie Misery when she breaks James Caan's fucking.
Oh my god!
Exactly. So now make that times 10, and that's what McCain went through.
Somebody mentioned that movie. That's all I see is this dude feet go.
And that's what they did, though. That's what they did. So
I think I missed something. So Lady G said that he didn't respect any prisoner of war.
No. Sorry, Trump said that.
Oh
yeah, I'm about to say that sounds like what Trump has said.
Trump's a
God. Lady G said, maybe General Mattis he missed something and he doesn't have the political acumen, yada yada.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Then it goes.
Like you said, he don't have the political acumen.
I mean, why?
Why you make him sound like Blanche Devereaux?
I mean, you made him sound like Lady G.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh my god, yo!
Listen,
and then exactly, you got bone spurs and 4 other deferments, and you talking about somebody who actually went over there. Trump supporters are fucking blind as fuck.
I got nothing. I understand.
Hey, Rob. Oh, Rob.
Also had a floppy vagina.
That shit just got. Oh, Rob just broke he just broke the whole episode.
I can't reel it back. So Brian, you do it. I ain't doing this shit.
Hey, Rob just made me cry, man. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh,
okay. So,
shit.
Let me see what's going. Go ahead.
Oh man.
One last thing I'd like to address.
Okay.
So the National Guard has been called into cities to do whatever the fuck we got to do. There was a video of a young man. He's E4, so it means he's one of the junior ranks, and he's young black kid keeping his head straight ahead. But the crowd was chanting, "I am black and I am proud."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Of course, he being professional. People try to say stupid shit like, "Oh, he being a punk." No, stupid. He's being professional. He's trying to make money. He's how do you say it? Not lip syncing. He's mouthing it. He's mouthing what the crowd is chanting. Y'all have to understand. Some people have to make a living. There are some, and there's still a moral compass there.
Yeah,
I'm not going to shoot nobody who's looting from a grocery store to feed their family.
I think that's what happened with with the soldiers that were stationed around the White House, because they left. Now Trump made it look like he sent those people away,
No,
but he had nothing to do with it.
no.
I think one of the quotes from one of the generals there was like, "We're not going to patrol our own street,"
because that's active duty. That's not active duty's job.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the only people who can call in the National Guard is the governors.
Right. It's
but Washington D.C. is the tricky thing. Remember?
Right. I get that.
Rob, they have limited power. They have limited power. Like you can't. Of course, they can't. They're not supposed to be doing anything on their own soil. But I think at this point, it's like limited power. They're supposed to be able to do certain things.
Right.
Can't do other things, so they can still stay in guard and all that.
Right.
But I think the problem was he was using them as his own like little personal.
Oh yeah,
detail. What it seemed like.
Yeah, bunker boy.
Oh no, man! He said he went down there to
check it out.
Inspect. Yeah, you want to check it out.
He turned all the lights out so he could go and inspect the bunker.
You trying to tell me like that ain't like the second night that you president or something? Like the second within the first week that I'm president, I'm going to check out the bunker and all the like hidden shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of my tour. You know what I mean?
Right. Straight vaginal canal, man. That dude ain't no fucking punk. He's a punk. Anyway, my point is there are people within the military who are all about BLM. When it first kicked off, what was the first thing I said? I said, I ain't going. Fuck it. Send me to Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought about it, and I think I said it. I did say it in the chat. I said, on second thought, I'm gonna have to be. If they send me up, I'll go because I'm gonna have to check some of these racist motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually been paranoid the last couple of weeks because I walk around in my uniform. If I got to go to the grocery store real quick and then go home, whatever. Like, I hope nobody tries to pull me aside and talk that shit. Will it happen? It might. But, you know what I mean? It's like...
First of all,
my thing is, keep in mind, there are people, regardless of race, who are on your side.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just assume uniform, that means... whatever,
right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because I think for the most part, people, there's a huge respect for the military. People have a huge respect for the military. I think I don't think you're in any danger because they know y'all.
I don't want to be.
They know y'all been trained to kill anyway, so ain't nobody trying to die by the hands of somebody who killed them.
It's happened. My point is,
wait, you killed somebody?
Keep that. No, we're
we are alive.
Military members have been no. Where military members have been shot in front of recruiting stations in the United States.
Oh yeah,
and places like that. Right off post.
I mean, within like the last 3 or 5 years too.
Yeah.
There was something just a few years ago where I forget, man, but there was quite a few people that got shot in front.
I agree.
Quite a few different military recruiting.
We shouldn't be used for political reasons.
That is correct.
We should be used.
But this is the time we're in. There's a whole lot of shit that shouldn't be politicized that it has been.
No, but this is
just
a dictator.
I hate to sound like, I'm just kind of accepting the way things are, but that's just the way things are right now. If it can be used for political gain, it will be.
So you're hitting us with a new normal kind of.
This is right. This is not what we want to be normal.
Right. And we will never be. You know what? If I had known last year
CrossFit
that I would never live as freely as I was living before, I would have took more advantage of my travels and shit that I could have done extracurricularly.
Oh yeah, you would have fucking hit more alleys in Jamaica and got robbed.
What?
Nothing.
I didn't get robbed.
Wait a minute.
It would have.
I don't even know. I
have no idea.
But yeah, that CrossFit thing. He said it's Floyd 19 or some shit.
Yeah.
Floyd 19, yeah.
So
Yo, I bust him in his motherfucking face.
What happened?
You know how much money this dude? So CPI lost some money.
Yeah.
Right.
So what happened?
The founder of CrossFit tweeted that.
Yeah, basically what he did is he was like, there was something about it was about racism being considered a human, what was it, like not a pandemic, but a human health crisis
issue.
type.
Yeah,
a human health issue, right? So what happened is then the founder of CrossFit said it's Floyd 19. Like trying to make a play on words for COVID-19 and using Floyd 19 as the bring it back.
That's hilarious. We're laughing with you. But I understand. Yeah. So I don't understand why people don't realize that nobody wants to deal with this shit, and you will lose money by being
it's weird, man, because so many people, it's like if people took maybe a good 20 seconds, especially if you have the opportunity before you actually hit that button that says send, to just read the thing over again and say, you know what? I don't think this is how it needs to go.
Yeah. So Hemingway said,
"Oh shit! What the fuck? Who said that? Who's fucking man? Hey, clear the court.
Hey, damn, make this mark.
I don't understand English.
No,
So I got.
You better run the ISO.
I got your back, Sosa. Y'all will not misjudge my whole intelligence.
I was about to say, like, what that man speak
Hemingway?
All right, mediator. We have backed up. You have the floor, Sosa.
So Hemingway was.
Wait, Hemingway?
Ernest. Do I have to spell it for you, motherfucker? So Hemingway said,
"Oh my god,
drunk, edit sober," and that goes to Rich's point,
right?
If I look this up, did Hemingway really?
I'm sorry, I was trying to make it sound like I was saying something so deep, dramatic pause and all that shit.
But you said,
"Let me put my glasses on and pull Google up real quick."
Oh, y'all will not.
Hemingway.
Don't act like I didn't go to college.
Hold on. You said spell it for me.
There's a Hemingway, South Carolina. You knew that.
I went to college. I just got kicked out, but I still went to some classes.
There you go. I graduated college, but in some classes I might have barely went to as part of the semester. So
I'm just saying, if Hemingway isn't one of the most interesting motherfuckers in history.
I mean, even so, man, I'm just like, if it like, I don't know how someone could write that and think it was funny, because it's almost.
No, you're right.
You know, see, here's the thing about that type of joke, right? That is a situation where it is obviously tone deaf to the point where someone says something because they think it would be taken as a joke, and clearly it won't be.
Right
now, I'm definitely not saying this is on the same level of the Joe Biden gaffe, because it's far worse, but it's again that same kind of air of confidence. Like, I can put this out into the world and I ain't gonna have no problems.
You're still talking about a dead person.
Right.
I mean, people made jokes years later.
Right. But this,
about Amy Winehouse and Whitney Houston, and you can't do that much cocaine, but that was years later.
Right.
And that wasn't a racial issue.
Yeah, we got a problem we're still dealing with.
Whitney didn't do that, though.
And then on top
Whitney
of that,
said crack was whack.
Well, on top of that, we're talking about we have been in quarantine for at least 2 months. And then all of a sudden we come out of quarantine and there's Ahmaud, George Floyd,
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor, like back to back to. So we've been cooped up for 2 months, and now we got police brutality cases, 3 cases back to back to back. Of course, there's going to be some issues.
I think they're. Go ahead.
Oh, we just got one dead black dude. No, bitch, it's more than one.
Right.
So
Can somebody please explain the logic behind the Breonna Taylor thing?
I can't.
There is none. There is
not
none.
not only is it crazy that you went in the wrong house and filled this innocent girl up with what 8 rounds?
Yes, 8
That's
rounds.
a lot of lead.
That's a lot. One, and number two, if it was the right house, how would it have been justified?
They still should be fried.
And then you forget trying to arrest the boyfriend for defending his house. And they just let him go.
If that don't sound like something out of 1910s, I don't know what it is.
That's my point. Like that's what I'm exactly, Izzo. That's what I'm trying to say. It makes no logical sense.
No.
Even if it was the right house, you trying to tell me that the way that you police is to run into a house and put 8 rounds into a person laying in bed.
Dude, how many? And then there was 4 officers, so that's 2 rounds each.
I just don't. I do not.
Do you remember the one lady who walked into the wrong apartment because she lived upstairs? She went down.
Yeah, I was about to say
what kind of time did she get again? I forgot.
Probably 5 years with sucking dick.
Yeah, I think it wasn't that long.
Hashtag me too.
And then I was about to say what Six Pack said. These guys are home. Like the cops are home. They're chilling.
Right.
They're not worrying about this anymore.
All they're doing is lawyering up, getting internal affairs right.
Yep.
Yeah, those cops are home.
They're administrative leave.
I'm not sure exactly.
I don't think so.
They're not locked up.
They're under investigation, but so the fuck.
They say
they
that
still have
shit,
not been arrested.
That
what is there to investigate, though?
Pacifying. That is the most pacifying sentence they say after all this shit. Cops are under investigation. After we hear that, we're like, oh, okay, everything's gonna be fine, and we leave it alone.
No,
that's a pacifying statement. These kids these cats ain't under investigation.
All this walking into somebody's house, that's not.
There's nothing to investigate. I just don't.
Right.
You walked into.
We forgot about that one. They killed the guy who was sitting in his house eating ice cream.
Yeah,
that's the same person we talking about.
That's what you talking about with the off-duty officer walked in.
That's the same
she
thing.
thought she was walking into her apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
And they found out that was a love story. I believe that was a love
There's
story.
something weird about that.
I think they said something about they were dating at one point and all this other shit. I think she got drunk. He wouldn't open the door or whatever, so she took her rage out on him.
And I'm not gonna say it. I've watched it.
Shut up.
It's just.
But the thing is, I think
getting shot in your own house.
Nope.
What the fuck, yo?
No.
You come into my house, leaving.
And that was the last. That was the last place we were safe. I mean, it was like, hey, don't go running these white people neighborhood. Okay, I won't go. Don't go around these rich people stuff. They don't want you around. Okay, we don't go. I'll just stay home. Can't do that shit no more.
No. In your own neighborhood.
But see what they gamble on. What they gambling on is that when they go to these people's houses and they do these raids that they're probably not supposed to do, they're gambling on finding something illegal.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So once they find some edible or some weed or something, they can be like, "Oh, this was a drug bust going."
They're trying to do that. They're trying to do that with Floyd now. Oh, he had COVID. He was on meth. He was on this. He was on that.
Yeah, fentanyl and meth.
What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here with that.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard. I was like, "Where did the meth come from?"
I'll let Jason say it. I'm not gonna say it, but no.
I mean, that I read that. I mean, they were trying to say exactly what he said, that he had COVID in his lungs, that he had traces of meth and fentanyl in his system, and
he was diagnosed with COVID in April.
April. It's fucking April.
Right. I can't, man. I even had a ex cop the other day try and tell me that this was all made up. That what's the officer's name? Chauvin. That him and the Asian cop and Floyd were all like really cool, and they did this for some publicity thing, and they got all this money. They out there living their life together somewhere, and I was like, bro, what?
So
wait a minute, who's still alive?
Said, well, I mean, he said that all of them still alive.
So
Floyd. Well, I mean, the Asian dude and the white cop, they are still alive. But he said Floyd was still alive. They all did it together, and they're in this together.
So
I can't, man. I just can't. He even defended the fact that he kneeled on Floyd's neck for 9 minutes. He was like, but he had traces of meth and fentanyl in his system. And listen, I've had to do the same thing. Sometimes you gotta hold people down because they got drugs in them. They got superhuman power. And I was like, bruh,
that ain't got nothing to do with it.
I was like, you were the problem. I'm glad you were no longer a police officer.
No, my thing is, I don't, and I'm echoing what Rich said last week. There are bad apples, a lot of bad apples, but there's some people you can't talk for Jason. In Jason's case, there's some people you can't talk to about this because they're so into the whole blue code or brothers in blue and sisters in blue, and they're not going to admit to that shit.
No, not at all.
See, in the military, we'll be like, yeah, Timothy McVeigh fucked up. That's a fucked up motherfucker, and he fucked up Oklahoma City. If you don't know, he's an Oklahoma City bomber. We'll say that shit, but certain law enforcement, they won't talk that shit.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of something I know we talked about briefly earlier about how Minneapolis, for example, is talking about disbanding their entire law enforcement agency, right?
That's not smart, man.
And you know what? And here, and that to that point, we see that there are institutional problems with law enforcement, period, right? And there is a chance for us to reform how community is being policed. Now,
not rebuild.
And this is the thing about all of this, right? Is that what society really needs to figure out is what police officers are supposed to do in their communities. And I'm saying
to protect and serve on the side of the fucking car.
All right, but here's the thing, is that law enforcement officers get a bad rap because they are ill-equipped to do the things that they're saying that they're supposed to do. So for example, if there is a mental health problem, right, within a community, right, and they got to call somebody, they call 911. Law enforcement officers not trained necessarily to handle a mental health patient. They are trained to apprehend, neutralize, and then take them out of the situation. That's not right.
That doesn't mean kill.
Correct. But so you have that. You also have, if there's some sort of community effort where they're supposed to be, engaging in some sort of way to make the community better. It's not necessarily saying that it's a problem, but what role does law enforcement take in that sense? Even to the point where we call law enforcement officers if we find like a stray dog. People call for shit like that, and it's like, why? That's not part of the role. So in looking at how we can turn this into making it something better, it's all about, all right, communities need to figure out what they want law enforcement officers to do. Because I think that if we just say we want to disband them and make this into an issue, granted, I think that we'll do better. But part of me is cynical in thinking like this is basically going to be. And how many of y'all have seen RoboCop?
I'm about to say RoboCop. You all fucking remember RoboCop?
Right. So RoboCop basically was that they privatized policing. Privatized policing for the city of Detroit. Now, keep in mind, one of the issues that we have right now is the disparity of income between communities. So what we're going to wind up happening is if we aren't careful, it's going to be all the affluent neighborhoods are going to have, the proper police agencies. It's kind of like the same things that we see. Right. The same things that we see now is like, you're talking about better resources for these middle income communities, better schools. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have better policing. You get to the neighborhoods that actually probably need better resources are going to now have another public service stripped away. So then you're actually going to see now in a private institution, you're going to say, if you have a black man, let's say, for example, in Hilton Head, right? All of a sudden he shows up in one of the neighborhoods that he's not supposed to be in. what happens now, because they're not an agent of the state anymore.
Hilton
They're now
is gentrified anyway. Black person can be where the fuck they want to be on that island, but that's another story.
right. But you now have a situation where they are no longer. It's no longer a government agency that is trying to police itself in the sense of saying, everybody's supposed to do this X, Y, and Z. Now you have this really, really tight agency that's privatized, that's bending to the will of the community that they're setting forth. So go ahead, Sosa.
That's a problem.
Can you imagine privatized police force?
Right.
No, I don't want it.
So let's just say privatized police force. Okay, we're gonna sue them for police brutality. We got 20 cases. They're only gonna see 5 every 2 years. The people who are complaining about police brutality don't have that kind of money. So they're going to be litigation for how long?
Right.
Corporations can't be police. We already see how the way the government works with policing them. So we cannot let that happen. It needs to be. Go ahead.
Reform. I'm all about reform.
Reform. There you go. Is that what I was going to say?
We cannot rebuild. And yes, the police system is based on systematic racism. We know that.
Yeah.
They did it with black people. They did it with Americans. We know that.
Money can be allocated a lot better.
Again, and like I said last week, the psych test, I can pass the psych test. After Iraq, after 20 years in the military, after drinking, after angel dust, I can pass the psych test easily.
Damn, so it's all right.
Get me out.
This is a moment of truth.
All of this shit, I can pass right now. I can pass the Chicago Police Department psychological test and be a patrolman next week and say, well, fuck it, I'm gonna shoot up the whole fucking block.
Right, and that's a problem right there. That's what I've been saying as far as we have to have the right personality type in law enforcement, right? We can't have the power hungry. We can't have the racist. It's got to be it's got to be a particular person that wants to protect and serve, right? That is the personality type that has to be there. And
okay, go ahead.
Not only that, there's one good thing that has come out of this, in my opinion, when it comes to reform. And I don't know the exact city. Brian, actually, I think you posted on this yesterday or the day before, but they put in there clauses where an officer has to act on another officer not doing the right thing, right?
Yeah.
So like if all of us were officers in a scenario, and I always pick and Izzo was doing something out of pocket that he has no business doing, it's the rest of our choice to turn around and say, no, Izzo, you got to stop. You can't do that right now. Take a walk.
I've only seen that one time, and that was recently. So a white guy did something.
This is where that's going to fuck up. That's first of all, that's under whoever's discretion is the wrong thing or going too far. And the only time another cop is going to step in is when it's in public. So who's to say, I'm going to be like, I'm about to fuck this dude up, but I'm not going to do it in public. So let's catch him around the corner so nobody else sees it. That way you don't have to step in.
That's happened plenty of times.
That's going to happen more if you are dependent on the other cops around them, because we saw 3 other cops standing around while this dude got choked out. So if you got to depend on 3 other cops that are crooked as well to wait till the right moment to say you're going too far.
I agree with that. That's why I said we have to start with getting the right people in place.
But
if there has to be ongoing psychological exams or something that says like, look,
trash, dude. Again,
there's no way. I think I was talking about this last week.
I'm saying it has to be done correctly. Right now, they're not being done correctly.
There has to be a completely different way, but you won't know somebody's unfit until they do something fucked up.
Yeah, right. Again, the youngest.
I disagree with that. There's always telltale signs. You made that comment before, and I made the same one. There's always telltale signs.
There is, but it can be because
now they might not get caught. The telltale signs might not get caught.
There's telltale signs in the military that such and such is all right. We might need to pull him back. Yada yada. The same thing in civilian, but it takes and then their logistics come into place. Yo, we're down such and such soldiers, such and such patrolmen. We might need to let this dude go because he needs to fucking patrol such and such.
Right.
So sometimes it's like, yo, we're short. The last batch of cops was fucking stupid, so we had to let them go. So now we gotta push this dude who's going through a divorce. Kids don't like him. He got personal things going on, and he don't like black people. So we gotta let him go and just let him do his job. As fucked up he's gonna do his job. So there has to be a total revamping of all of this shit.
That gets that gets right back to my original point.
And the only reason I know this is because I fucked up so much early in the military that I had to go to the MPs where I had to learn some of this shit. So
go ahead, Rich.
No, I'm saying that gets back to the original point of what we want law enforcement to be in the community that they police. Because until we actually, because like, okay, if you say you want to disband law enforcement or defund or whatever, and defund I don't think is an accurate term. I don't think it is either. The term is really reform, because let's face it, there's going to need to be some sort of law enforcement capacity within the community, right? But the thing is though is how use of force is applied, what are the responsibilities of that group inside of that community, and that's where we have to have an understanding and who's providing oversight. Because what I believe Minneapolis is trying to do is get rid of the police union, basically telling them what they have to do, because what they want to do is pretty much have a police agency that can have oversight over this group and simultaneously make sure that what they're doing is able to be held. They're able to be held accountable for.
So I believe in unions because unions are
look out for the best interest
of the working person,
right?
Mm-hmm.
I still believe, even though as a younger person, as a younger adult, I used to say fuck the police. It wasn't fuck the police, it was fuck authority. But I still said it. But I still believe teachers and policemen have the hardest jobs in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that to the bottom of my heart, because teachers got to deal with these punk ass kids, and good cops have to deal with, all right, am I going to get shot today because I pulled over somebody who might
having a bad day?
A bad day.
Right.
And mind you, there's police everywhere. There's Mexican police in El Paso. There's white police in Idaho. There's Indian police in Montana. There's of all races.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe in unions. And if you privatize, that's a wrap for unions.
Right.
If I'm remembering right, that's a wrap for unions. And that means the employees, if you define privatize police force,
that's it.
They can put whoever the fuck they want in there. Fuck the psych test.
I'm waiting for as weird as this sounds, man. I'm waiting for Amazon to be like, "We got you covered."
Hey, listen. Hey, Jeff Bezos could be like, hey, this dude just beat up 3 women. Fuck it. Put him on the police force.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This dude likes little boys. Fuck it. Put him on the police force.
Or the president.
Fuck the president. Can I say that out loud? I did.
No, not in your position.
I mean,
it's too late.
Hell no.
Now we got the FBI and every single one of our cameras. It's time for me to log off.
It's not the FBI, first of all. It's NSA. And if the NSA wants to watch people masturbating, fuck it.
What?
Wait, where? How did we get here?
Where are we right now?
Oh man! All right, Brian.
I don't.
You got the real?
No, Brian done control. Brian done.
No, I'm good. I'm here. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is. I mean, these are subjects that you can't cover in a night because it's not enough time.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything like not what's happening right now related we can hit on real quick just to cleanse the palate?
I would like. Well, I don't think it's cleanse the palate, but it's more of a shout out. Well, first of all, it's Pride Month. So shout out to LGBTQ onomatopoeia community.
Sosa. Don't say that.
Oh,
That's you can't say that, dude.
Listen,
man.
I got too many loved ones for I love
onomatopoeia. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna say something more like, it's Pride Week, so
it's Pride and
shout out to Rich,
What?
No,
I thought he was gonna make a joke like that, man. That's what I would have done. I thought it was hilarious.
Jesus. Rich is the funny thing is Rich is our moral compass.
He really is.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But my thing is, and it's not lighthearted at all, but the whole Kaepernick situation, the NFL players came together. If you don't know, the NFL players came together and did a video, and very tasteful, very, very, very powerful. And they were talking about, we're waiting for the NFL to say we don't agree with this.
Mm-hmm.
We're sorry for this, yada yada. If Kaepernick was a stock, if you would have invested him a year ago, you would have been a millionaire today.
He's AOL in 2000.
Thank you.
Damn it! It's a
welcome.
You've got mail.
It's
goodbye. Hey, didn't you hate that shit when you was in the middle of doing something and all of a sudden the computer said goodbye? God damn it!
Oh, I didn't have that problem.
Yeah.
Get off the phone.
No.
Oh yeah.
Hey, real quick.
I forgot.
Real quick. If you can go on YouTube, YouTube has a great little. If you search for it, 90s sounds
that you're. It's nostalgic.
But anyway, Roger Goodell will never be on the show.
Wait a minute. Wait. Now, fuck. Shit. Now I'm triggered.
Now you gonna be singing Doug.
That is Doug. God damn it. I fucking hate y'all.
Y'all are terrible.
Hell yeah, that still stuck with me. What is
we
that?
told you don't trigger you.
Hey man, how did you not? Oh, for those that don't know, they don't pay attention to shit I post on fucking.
I watched it, Sosa.
You're the only one.
I know I did as well.
Batting average. 2 out of 5 is not a good batting average.
2 out of 5 is 400, Jack Wagon.
And I mean, it's really 2 out of 4 though, because
you don't count.
So, 2 out of 5 is not a good batting average. I'm Ted Williams then, man.
No idea what's going on.
I know Brian doesn't get it.
Anyway,
Jose gets it.
My point is,
I mean, Brian, I'm with you. The baseball stuff.
I still don't understand how Americans don't like baseball.
Y'all said baseball, and I got stupid sleepy just now.
Dude, all you got to do is go to the fucking Braves game, drink, and you're gonna have a great time.
So you mean go to the baseball game, but don't watch the fucking game?
No,
that's my point exactly.
Listen, I understand. Everybody has their thing. I like sports. Baseball is just boring to me unless I'm playing.
Right.
I cannot sit there, huh?
But you can't play.
I can play,
and I mean,
baseball. I just didn't play organized baseball.
It's still kind of boring, depending on like what position you're playing.
Yeah, I can't watch it. What?
I love baseball.
Now you can catch a ball.
Now I can what?
You can catch a ball.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go in there.
Yep. Pause.
Anyway, Roger Goodell, the day after Pat Mahomes, the Super Bowl MVP, Deshaun Watson, and a bunch of other
Odell Beckham, Alvin Kamara. I'm thinking of the faces in my head, and some other people.
All of these people, all of a sudden, Roger Goodell, after 4 years of saying fuck Kaepernick, wants to come out and say, oh, after 4 years of saying fuck Kaepernick and 2 years of saying, 2 weeks of the whole protest going on around 50 states, which is amazing. He wants to put out a fucking protest, video saying we condemn racism.
Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
But I thought his comment was more, we made a mistake, like we should have listened when you kneeled, kind of thing.
But who did you listen?
Now listen, I'm not condoning anything. I'm just saying, wasn't that more what his statement was?
You can say the statement, but you should at least, if you're not gonna publicly, at least privately say, Cap, we fucked up. Right. But he doesn't believe that he fucked up. He's just saying that for public consumption. That's
the further we get along with the Kaepernick situation in Goodell, I'm not so pissed off with Goodell as I am with the 32 owners, because he unfortunately has to play the in-between guy.
You're right.
He's not, his hands are not clean now.
Right.
No. The thing is,
I feel what you're saying, though.
He's the fall guy for all the shits the owners say in the meetings, conference calls, stuff they don't want, the things they want. He has to take the fall for it.
I get it.
And it kind of annoys me at times, because the owners get the be like, hey, we support, and then we know they really don't give a fuck.
I've watched Ballers, so I get it.
That kind of pisses me off. So, and thank God Jerry Richardson isn't the owner of the Panthers anymore with his fuck ass.
Man, that's a fucking shit. Dildo and some change.
Whoa! Wow!
All right.
So,
wrap it up,
Brian, this is when you say.
So, if you like to listen to the audio offline, I am putting the audio up here on SoundCloud.
I get
SoundCloud, Google Play Podcast, Apple Podcast. I still don't think they came up with a name yet. And Spotify. All right. And if you want to watch the video, all these are on YouTube. And I leave these up, so you can go back and listen and fast forward.
Brian, remember, we want people to rate it.
Yes.
Yeah, rate and join and all that good stuff.
Right.
And
Brian said he's going to upload them sometime in the future.
I am. I'm probably starting tomorrow.
I have people asking me, and they say, you haven't had one since.
I'm going to start back tomorrow.
You know how hard it is to just search for the company?
Yeah.
Subscribe. If you subscribe, you get on YouTube.
Yeah, and then you'll get notified when we pop up.
Yep. You can do the Apple, all of them. You'll get the little notification. I got a bunch tonight for the podcast I've subscribed to.
I swear to God, I'm working on the website.
Webcam? What kind of weird shit you into?
It's not that kind of company, so it's not that.
CUMP.
No.
So anyway,
thank you. What was Rob's turn? Ass slaps, ass hats, ass.
Yeah.
Flaps.
It's
not a ass flaps kind of thing.
I'll get it out in a minute. Thank you for allowing us to keep you company, and we will talk to you next Monday. Peace. I should have hit that in broadcast button earlier, so I wouldn't have to.
Come on.